Hey everyone, this is Bobby Erickson, co-owner of Erickson's Photography, and I'm back again today. We're going to talk project management. Now, I did my first video where I was outlining a tool that we use for project management, and one of the questions I got was, how did it even define project management? And so I thought, rather than go into my next step of my series, I would first define it for everyone. So stick around and we're going to find out together what project management is really like from a small business owner's perspective. All right, I recently did a blog on project management, and I am going to cheat a little bit and just read it verbatim so that way you guys can all hear exactly what I wrote down, and then I'm going to talk about it from a perspective of a small business owner and kind of what it means for my business. And also I have other experience as well working for another company where I was a supervisor of project manager, so I'll talk about that as well. But from my blog post, and I won't read it all the way, but I'm going to kind of high level it. So project management is a process of planning, organizing, and managing resources in order to successfully complete a specific project or goal. It involves setting clear objectives, establishing timelines, and coordinating the work of team members in order to achieve the desired result. Across the board, that is a really good just definition. And then there's some key elements, and I did 5 of them, where I talked about defining the scope of the project. That is really just establish the goals and the objectives of the project. And then developing a project plan, always important. And then you got to manage those resources to make sure you're getting the project done. You got to monitor the progress, and then you got to communicate with the stakeholders. And I think that's a really important part of project management that kind of gets lost in all of this. So that is my blog post that I wrote about project management. It's really good, but let's dig in. Let's go in a little bit further. Small business owner, what does that really mean to me? So before I talk about it from the photography side, I'll talk about it from when I worked for a company where I was a supervisor of project managers. And that was a really important aspect to me, learning exactly what it meant and how to utilize it. And eventually it turned into where I could do that for my own photography company as well. So when I was a supervisor, we had project managers, and we had a sales team. Once that sales team sold a project or a budget to a client, that would trickle down to our team. It was our team's objective to go ahead and run with that project, get it set up. So the project manager, they did communicate with the stakeholders. So they were, I don't want to say customer service, but it kind of is a customer service where you're working with your clients, you're working with the stakeholders at stake of this. And then you're also managing that project. So, let's say our client had a $100,000 budget. We knew the specific dates that emails were going to send. We knew specific dates of Giving Tuesday, for example, for nonprofits that, we had to have this, and this all done for Giving Tuesday. And they were in charge of managing that, and they were in charge of managing the budget as well. So, a very high level, that's what my team did. I was there to oversee it and work with my team on making sure that they were doing everything the best that they could as a project manager. Now, as a small business owner, it's a little bit different. Almost anything I touch, I almost feel like it is a project. And so, for instance, if we get a new client that comes in, they book us for a couple months out for a boudoir shoot, for example, that, in my eyes, that is my project that I'm going to work on. I'm going to set it up in our tool in such a way that it outlines everything that's needed before the shoot. During the shoot, you can have your checklist, and even after the shoot. All right, I'm coming back to my cheat sheet real quick. So as a small business owner, defining the scope of the project. That's, what did we just get booked for? What's the shoot going to cover? That is, you're defining the scope. You're going to have a plan. Before you even get to the photo shoot, you have to have a certain amount of things done. You got to have your hair and makeup artist done. You have to make sure that your studio is available at that time. That you have nothing else that's booked. You're managing your resources. A husband and wife team, is it my wife that's going to do the shoot? Am I doing the shoot? Are we doing it together? Oftentimes my wife is the photographer. I'm the videographer in our photo shoots. Her and I have to manage that as well. You got to monitor your progress. And this is key. This is where you need deadlines that, you can't just willy-nilly it and be like, oh, hey, I'll do hair and makeup later. No, you want to get that all set up so you're not waiting to the very end of, waiting to the last minute. And then what if you forget a step? That's where a tool for project management really comes in. You can set up your projects in such a way that it streamlines your calendar, it streamlines everything that you need as a project manager. Communicate with stakeholders. Again, super important. The stakeholders, when I'm doing a photo shoot, that's the actual client. I'm communicating every step of the way with them. Even after the shoot, as I'm editing photos, videos, we often do sneak peeks. We're constantly in communication with our stakeholders. And so as a small business owner, we have, and I mentioned this in my last video, where we use Asana as our tool. And I did a first video where you can actually set up Asana on YouTube. I just did it about a week ago at the start of the new year. And that's a really cool tool to really get into project management. Now, we do it for our clients. We also project manage our social media, that you can use that, even communication between me and my wife. Sometimes, you do emails, they get buried, they go down. But if you use Asana, you put a due date on there. Me and my wife, we're constantly looking at our Asana calendar. We can make sure, hey, I see, my husband needs this answer from me, and she'll get back to me right away. So as a project manager, it's really important that you're just managing every aspect of whatever's happening, especially as a small business owner with your client. Even with your business, we incorporate it for everything. So, at my previous job, we had a budget, we worked with a client, and that was really it. As a business owner, you want to project manage almost everything that you're doing as a business owner to make sure that, something's not falling through the cracks, that you have your processes and your procedures set up. And that's where Asana is really valuable. And I hope you guys all will take a look at that first video setting up Asana. I walk you through step by step on how to do it, and give it a try. And moving forward, I'm going to keep releasing more videos about how we set up our Asana and how it looks and how to set up projects and so forth. So make sure that you subscribe to me if you're at all interested in project management, small business owner. I'm going to keep diving into Asana and how we use it and getting it set up. There'll be more videos to come. But until then, I really appreciate you all checking this out and stay until the end. Thank you.